Good afternoon. Um, Crazy day, crazy day. So, let's talk about couples. Let's talk about, when you first get in a relationship and you realize the person has child support, um, school loans, debt, 50, 60, 70,000. What do you do? But you love this person. This is the person you gotta understand something. This might be the person you spend the rest of your life with. What do you do? Part of you like, oh my God, I gotta walk away from this guy. But guess what? You could be walking away from a good man or a good woman. So what do you do? It's hard. I'm keeping it real. This is the one channel I keep it 100% real. What happens? I'm going to tell you what happens. You stay with that person. And what you do, you sit down with that person and say, okay, you have this debt, that debt, this debt. We have to figure it out. If we're going to be together, we got to figure out a plan. God gave everyone a map of their life. And if you can't follow that map, you are lost. You are a lost soul. Just because you have debt doesn't make you a bad person. It makes you, hold on. I want to back it up a little bit. It's going to make you a stronger person. Because, listen, God is not going to give you more than what you can bear. Number one. Number two, He's testing you. He's testing your strength. Not just you, but He's testing you and your partner. You and your partner have to be survivors. Because I'm going to tell you something. What's going to happen when a real tragedy comes? You know what I'm saying? This is a test. This is a test to see if you'll walk away and give up, or you stay there to fight for what you and who you believe in. So don't never think that the next person is not good enough for you. Things happen in life. And God will test you to see how strong you are. Some people are weak. Some people will run. Some people will say, I can't deal with this. If you can't deal with that little issue, what are you going to do when a real issue comes? Let me tell you something. I've been up against the devil plenty of times and won. I could tell you some stories that you wouldn't even believe it. I didn't even believe it. But I'm going to tell you anyway. I'm going to tell you this one little story. And this is how, God is magnificent. I was in a bad situation one time. And, due to the laws of the state of Pennsylvania, when it comes to finances and money, they don't play around. So, I had this eBay business. Doing wonderful. I was doing $1,500 a day. It was doing pretty good. So I said, okay, I'm doing pretty good. So I get a customer. And they say, I want a refund. So, okay. So I sent them the refund. And what happened is they didn't get the shipping cost, which was a little over $9. It wasn't really nothing. So instead of the customer being respectful and calling me and say, hey, I didn't get that $9, she goes to press charges. So, next thing I know, I got sheriffs, I got helicopters over my house. I'm like, what in the world? What could I have done to deserve this? So, they didn't kick in my door. The cop knocked at the door, said, can I come in? So they come in, they ask for license, business license, they ask for LLC. So I provided all that, they took it off the wall and everything. And so the sheriff says, we have a complaint was filed against you, but We don't know what type of complaint. I said, well, what do you mean? You're locking me up and you don't know what. So I get all the way down to the police department. So this cop, the sheriff, racist sheriff, he reads the complaint. And I said, wait a minute. You mean to tell me you brought sheriffs to my house, a helicopter over my house for $9? He said, it's not the amount. It's the law. So my attorney, she gets there. She's going through this. I would say it was bullshit. She says, I cannot believe you locked my client up for $9. So based on the state of Pennsylvania, if you don't, they don't care if it's $1. If it's not refunded, it's called theft by deception. So we go to court. We go to court. I'm in court. And what happened? Well, to make a long story short, I knew this prosecutor. We was good friends. He was good friends with the family, but he was about to leave office. And he said, listen, he said, this is my last day. So he said, if I don't do this, they're going to give you 50 years for that simple $9. Yeah, that's crazy, ain't it? So what he does, he says he did something where they would just have to be fined or some probation or whatever. So I'm in court. So the judge says to the new prosecutor, these are the type of deals you give? I look in the back of me. There's two sheriffs with shackles and stuff like that. They're ready to take me off. Like I murdered somebody. They get halfway to me and did a U-turn. Yeah, that's crazy. The judge says, Mr. Kirby, he says, what I'm reading, I still can't understand. And so I explained to the judge what happened. He says, this is a waste of the court's time. He says, wait a minute, you're here over $9. And he said, how did they come up with a 50-year term? I said, Your Honor, I have no idea. So you can get caught up in a mess if you don't walk the right road. God will get you out of anything, but he will also put you in something to make you stronger. Nothing to make you, to mess you up real bad, but he will challenge your strength. You know what I'm saying? And see, that's where faith comes in. Most of us have relationships where things go wrong, Nobody's perfect. Even me, I'm not perfect. But this is why your opposite partner is supposed to accept the things that cannot be changed. You know what I'm saying? Or if it can't be changed, sit down, work it out somehow. Don't just walk away from what you think is right. Because let me tell you something about people. People have friends, and those friends, their relationship can be going bad, their situation can be going bad, and they will put a bug in that person. That's where the devil plays a role. So you really got to be careful who's your friend and who's an associate. That's just part of life. And that you should never give up on the person you love. If you claim to love that person, you should never give up on them. No matter how bad they're doing, or what they did wrong, or what they did right, or if you think they're wrong or right, you should never give up on that person. Ever. Because that's not what God wants you to do. God wants you to, if anything, God wants you to change that person. If anything, God wants you to make that person a better person. So why would you walk away or give up on that person? So that's where the whole scenario plays a role. You know what I'm saying? You have to be able to see the light, because it's a lot of put it this way, it's a lot of people out here that are negative. You know, you got some family members, you got friends, you got associates. Instead of being negative, they need to turn it around in a positive role. No, my thing is, I always put out there a negative vibe. I mean, not a negative vibe, but a positive vibe. And the thing is, right, try to uplift that person. Another thing, let's get back to credit. When you're in a relationship and you see that person's credit score, right, and it's down, that means their past relationship was never going to work. Because if you're in a relationship and you're working on your credit, or your credit is growing and it's the score is going up, that means your relationship is good. It's in a good place. But when you have bad credit and you're in a relationship and you're not trying to fix it, or you're not trying to do anything to make it better, there's a problem with the relationship. And two things. You can base your relationship on your credit. You can look at your credit and see how your relationship is scored, weighed out. Also, if you're a couple, you should want a better. You should want a good credit score. You know what I'm saying? A good credit score measures your success, measures your life, measures a lot of things. It's not just about credit. It's about your life. Your credit score and credit is a tool. Because, let me explain something to you. Excuse me. While you're working on your credit and you're making it higher, you're making it better, guess what else is better? Your finances are better. Your relationship is better. Your health is going to be better because there's no stress. You see? The stress is gone. So your credit plays a big role when it comes to your health, your finances, your relationship. It plays a big role. Now, today we have couples credit repair package, which is $249, which is dirt. Hey, to me it's cheap, because if you're a couple, you will pay another company $200 a month. That's a lot of money. You're looking at least $2,000 plus. When here you're paying only $249. So, if you're interested if you're a couple, I don't care if you're dating, if you're married, if you're engaged, this is what you want to do. You want your mate to be together. I have so many people to call me up and they're couples and they'll say, like I had a married couple a couple months ago. The wife wants to get her credit done, but the husband didn't want to get his done. And I said, it doesn't make sense to do one and not the other. So what happened was, when me and him got to talking, he said, Mr. Kirby, you're right, because my credit is not that great, And I just told him, I said, listen, if you love this woman, I asked him, I said, do you love this woman? He said, yeah. I said, do it together. I said, by you doing it together, you'll shine together. You'll rise together. You'll do great things together. So it's always a good thing to do stuff together, Sometimes we all lack different things, I lack too. You know what I'm saying? I lack sometimes too. So, but then I realized that, I have to get back on track. So, it's not just about credit. It's about your life itself. Sometimes we put all our effort in one thing, trying to do the right thing, trying to succeed, but sometimes you have to look at the whole picture instead of half of the picture. My grandfather once told me, he said, Lorenzo, you have to step out the picture to see the whole picture. And sometimes That's what you have to do. And sometimes, even though you're right, you have to stick to your guns. Because if you're right, you don't want to change your mind because you feel sorry for the person or whatever. You got to stick to your guns. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. You know, that person has to know what's right and what's wrong. If that person grew up the wrong way, you should let them know this is not how it goes. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people make mistakes. You know, so sometimes, like, I know a lot of people say, okay, Mr. Kirby, I can max out my card and just pay it back next week. No, that's not how credit works. Your credit cards are used as a tool. And if you misuse that tool, you'll fail. I don't want to see nobody fail. And when I tell people how to use their card, they're like, oh, well, I got to go shopping. No. Use 100% cash. Most people I tell them to use 100% cash. Use your card for the little items. Don't go past 30%. Now, the reason why I tell you that, because then you're going to get more points. And I'll also show you a secure card credit method that triples your points. So it's a lot of things that people think they know about credit, but they really don't. And then what makes me mad is a lot of these credit repair companies give the wrong advice. You know, and when you get the wrong advice, you think you're doing things right, and your score drops, and then you wonder, why my score dropped? What did I do wrong? You're getting bad advice. You know, so yeah, so today, this is, like I said, we have credit repair sweeps, which is $199. We have the couples package, which is $249. We have credit repair classic, which is $80. And we also have credit repair lightning, which is $199. We also do IRS disputes, IRS hardships. There's also online divorces that we do. We do a whole line of different things. We have unlimited advertising. We advertise your website all year long for $199. This will boost your score. Not just, listen, we use flyers, search engines, social media. You get the whole package. Boost your sales. This is what we do. We specialize in this. And then we guarantee sales. Who is going to sell you an advertising package that guarantees sales? Nobody. We guarantee you sales because guess what? We use the same package. We use our own service. I wouldn't be on here promoting it if I knew it didn't work. It works. I'm gonna tell you why it works. You know why it works? Because I generate sales every month. Forget the month. Every week. So you want something that works. You want something that you know, okay, they're gonna work as hard as for me because I'm not paying that much. You got companies paying thousands of dollars for stuff like this. And guess what? They're barely getting a couple sales. You know, we guarantee greatness. And this is what we do. You know, we guarantee if you get our advertising package that you're going to perform better. You're going to see more traffic, more leads, more sales. You know, so, like I said, if you're interested in any of our services, text me at 610-470-8992 or call me 610-470-8992. Thank you and have a blessed day.